All right. Good afternoon and welcome to Wednesday Workshops with Whitney. I'm going to wait about a minute more, see if anyone else is coming, and then I will get started. Thanks for being here. Good afternoon, Liz. All right. Okay. So good to see so many people here. Awesome. Okay, so welcome to Wednesday Workshops with Whitney. I will be your host, Whitney. During this week's Wednesday Workshop with Whitney, I will be educating viewers on creating an action plan. An action plan allows us to achieve what we want or decide to do by breaking the steps down into smaller, more doable steps or tasks. But before we get started, I'm going to ask us our icebreaker question. All right. If you'd like to type your name in the chat box, you can to let me know who's here, but you don't have to. I know Liz, I appreciate Liz coming. Okay, great. So the icebreaker question for today is, what movie, hey Donna, happy you're here too. What movie made you laugh the hardest that you've ever seen? What's great about this question is that it gets the energy flowing with plenty of movement. Okay, that's doing charades, but that's okay. But icebreakers are fun because they kind of get people to get to know each other better and feel more comfortable in group settings. Although, since it's virtual, we're not all together, but I like asking the question because I feel like it still helps us kind of get to know each other better. So the icebreaker question is, what movie have you seen made you laugh the hardest? Now I have to think about my response too. Okay, so I'll give us all about a minute to think about it. If you'd like to share your response, that would be great. All right. Liz said Friday. Okay, I have seen that movie Friday. That made you laugh the hardest. Awesome. Let's see. Oh, well, one of the movies I really like that does make me laugh hard is Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's. It's a movie that my whole family loves, and there's this part where they're by the Christmas tree and a squirrel jumps out and they're like, squirrel! And I guess it's like a family joke of ours, but that movie makes me laugh. I guess I kind of like sometimes like the slapstick comedy type movies. If anyone else wants to share, they can. And then we will move on to our next topic. So today I'm going to be talking about action planning. My coworker Steve and I are in a class called the Virtual Chronic Disease Self-Management Workshop. Donna said The Hangover. Oh, that one's really funny. So this is, we're learning how to be leaders in this class, the Virtual Chronic Disease Self-Management Workshop, which is basically learning how to live with a chronic illness, which could be depression, cancer, arthritis, to name a few. There's a lot of other types of conditions that most people will have at least one. Most people even have two at one point in their life. So it's like learning how to live your best life, even if you have things going on there that are out of your control. So All right. All right, so this is kind of an introduction to action plans. Sometimes it can be overwhelming to think about the changes we want to make or the activities that we'd like to accomplish. They seem too big to work on all at once, which makes it hard to get started. Let's see. After the class, Whitney and I will be hosting a class, How to Deal with Chronic Conditions. Okay, yeah, Steve, that is a good idea. Yeah, oh, okay, great. So, yeah, that's what Steve meant. Sorry about that. I got confused. Modensi, I'm happy you're here. After we're done with this class, Steve and I will be teaching this class. So if there are any residents that would be interested in learning about how to manage their chronic condition, please let your HHCD office know and we can get you signed up. What's so great about this class is that you get a whole workbook and you also get this great, and I'm not trying to sell it because this is all free. But it's a great book about living with chronic conditions. So if you're interested in anything I'm saying or about learning more about how to live with a chronic condition, please let your HHCD office know. Okay, great. So to help with this, we have one of the most important self-management tools in our toolbox, which is action planning. Action plans allow us to achieve what we want or decide to do by breaking the activity down into smaller, more doable steps or tasks, like I had said in the introduction. Okay, so for example, so this is more understandable, a person who decides they want to increase their physical activity might break this goal down into one of these steps at first. So one plan would be to research what type of exercise or activity they would like to do. Another action plan might be to find a place to exercise, such as a warm water swimming pool, an exercise class at a community center, or maybe watching a video of Zumba or other cardio workout on YouTube and doing it in your living room. Another could be to start an exercise program by walking 5 minutes, 2 to 3 times a week in your neighborhood or even around your home or apartment. Or you could read about exercise in this book that we have, Living a Healthy Life with a Chronic Condition. Or you could even ask a friend or a family member if they'd like to walk with you. We do not need to do all these steps at once because thinking about all those steps can once again be overwhelming. Rather, we need to get started by deciding which step we're going to take this week and exactly how we're going to do it. This is done by making a weekly action plan. Here are the necessary parts of a successful weekly action plan. So this is how we break down our goal of 1 week. Okay, so number 1, it needs to be something that you want or to decide to do. Not what someone else thinks that you need to work on or that you think that you should do. It needs to be to actually change. It really needs to come down to what you would like to change for yourself. So that's kind of the number 1. It's important. Number 2, it needs to be achievable. So something that you can expect to do within a period of a week. So let's say you'd like to run for a mile, but you haven't run a mile since you were in high school. You might want to start with, okay, how about this? I'm going to run for 4 blocks and run 4 blocks and then walk back. Or you could even jog 1 block, then walk another block, then jog again. So basically you want to get yourself prepared, and then your longer term goal could be to run the mile. Okay. Number 3, it needs to be action specific. For example, losing weight is not an action or behavior, but for example, replacing snacks with fruit in between meals is. And then in the long run, losing weight is the result of this action. And then number 4 is to answer these questions. So, what? Exactly what are you going to do? Are you going to walk? How will you eat less? Which distraction technique will you practice if you're doing meditation? And for an example would be walking or replacing junk food with snacks. How much is the second part. How much will you do? The question is answered with details about time, distance, portions, or repetitions. Will you walk 1 block? Walk without sitting down for 15 minutes? Eat half of the portions at lunch and dinner, or do relaxation exercises for 15 minutes 5 days a week? So, the how much, oh, good afternoon, Alvina. The how much is important because, once again, it's kind of like your goals need to be specific. And by breaking it down into a period of a week, and then you get even more specific, it makes it not as overwhelming and more achievable. Okay, then next is when. When will you do this action? Again, this must be specific. Before lunch, in the shower, as soon as you come home from work, maybe when you wake up in the morning or before work. Connecting a new activity with an old habit is a good way to make sure it gets done. Consider what comes right before your action plan that could prompt the new behavior. For example, brushing your teeth can remind you to take your medication. Or decide you will do a 15-minute relaxation exercise in the evening after washing the dinner dishes. So, by connecting your action to another action that you know you have to do on a daily or weekly basis helps you to start this new behavior. Another trick is to incorporate your new activity right before an old favorite activity. So, you may decide to walk around the block before reading the paper or watching your favorite TV program. So, by doing the action and then doing an action afterwards that you enjoy, you're basically using it as a reward. So, I think that's actually great. Okay, and then lastly, how often? The number of days in a week. How often will you do this new behavior? This is a bit tricky. We would all like to do the things we want every day, but that is not always possible. It is usually best to decide to do an activity 3 or 4 times a week to give yourself wiggle room in case something comes up. And then let's say you want to do something 7 times and you end up doing it 6, you feel like you failed, when in reality, doing something 6 times a week is really great. Plus, when we're making our initial plans of change, it's better to start small and then gradually move up. If you do it more often, that's even better. However, if you are like most people, you will feel less pressure if you complete your activity 3 or 4 times a week and still feel successful. Okay, so that is broken it down. And then the last step is to rate your confidence level, and it should be on a 7 or more. So with this confidence level is, you would rate it as 0 would be that you don't believe that you can accomplish your goal. Up to a 10, that would be like you feel, 100% that you're going to complete your goal. So by making it a 7, that means that you're that you're most likely going to accomplish this goal. And if you feel like your goal is less than a 7, you might want to look at the barriers and consider reworking your action plan so that it's something you're confident that you can accomplish and it's important for you to succeed. So this might seem like a lot of steps, but I'm going to break down my action plan for this week. Okay, so I said, this week I will meditate for 10 minutes when I wake up 3 times a week, or I said on Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. So for the what is that I'm going to meditate or do it. It's a body scan that I like to do. How much for 10 minutes? When? I said when I wake up in the morning. And how often? 3 times, or on Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. You can even print out, there's templates, because I like to write it down, where you write in, it asks you the questions, and then you can say which days of the week and write notes. And they also said that you can have someone check on you, like a friend or a family member, if you'd like to have someone kind of help you be accountable for setting these types of goals. So, does anyone have any questions, or can anyone think of maybe something they'd like to accomplish this week? I kind of moved through it quickly, but I just wanted to give everyone kind of a breakdown of setting a weekly goal, because since Steve and I started this class, I've become more active. I've been doing Zumba more often and for longer periods of time. So I really believe that making an action plan is beneficial and can help you kind of start creating goals and making plans toward your goals that are realistic and, attainable for you. So okay. Oh, and as always, I like to say, if anyone has any comments, concerns, questions, feel free to type them in the chat box, or you can contact me separately. If you ever have any ideas of topics that you'd like me to present on, please share your ideas, because I'm always looking for ideas. So that was me breaking down how to set an action plan or a short-term goal. And then lastly, what we're going to do today is we are going to do a breathing exercise. Oh, great, Modensi. Modensi said she's going to walk more. Okay, Modensi. What does that mean to you? How many times a week would you like to walk, if you feel like sharing? And if you want to think about it for how long? Do you want to walk for 10 minutes? Do you want to walk for a couple blocks? I think it's a great goal, absolutely. And by making it a little bit more specific, it can help you to actually achieve that goal. Thank you for sharing that, Modensi. And I can work with you separately if you'd like to get more detailed into that. So, lastly, we're going to do a 3-minute body scan meditation. Oh, great. Donna said she's going to drink more water. Excellent. And Modensi said at least 5 times a week. Okay, very great. And I think what's so great, too, is by hearing other people sharing goals that they'd like to work through, I think it can be really inspirational to us as well, and to inspire you to also want to do something that helps make you even healthier. Great. Okay, so this is a 3-minute body scan meditation to cultivate mindfulness. I found this it's by the Greater Good Science Center. So this is how I This is how we end our Wednesday workshops with Whitney, is by doing a some sort of breathing exercise or meditation. So if you're sitting, try to have your feet flat on the floor, so don't have your legs crossed. And you can put your hands, on your lap or on over the side, and kind of sit up straight. And if you're comfortable, you can close your eyes, but you don't have to. And I'm going to read our script. Begin by bringing your attention into your body. You can close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. You can notice your body seated wherever you're seated, feeling the weight of your body on the chair, on the floor. Take in a few deep breaths. And as you take a deep breath, bring in more oxygen and livening the body. And as you exhale, have a sense of relaxing more deeply. You can notice your feet on the floor. Notice the sensations of your feet touching the floor. The weight and pressure, vibration, heat. You can notice your legs against the chair. Pressure, pulsing, heaviness, lightness. Notice your back against the chair. Bring your attention into your stomach area. If your stomach is tense or tight, let it soften. Take a breath. Notice your hands. Are your hands tense or tight? See if you can allow them to soften. Notice your arms. Feel any sensation in your arms. Let your shoulders be soft. Notice your neck and throat. Let them be soft. Relax. Soften your jaw. Let your face and facial muscles be soft. Then notice your whole body present. Take one more breath. Be aware of your whole body as best you can. Take a breath. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Okay, great. So that was the mindfulness body scan. I like the body scan because it allows you to check in with different parts of your body. And what's so great about mindfulness meditation is that you're kind of focusing on the present moment, and it kind of, by checking in with the different bodies, or sometimes people will count breaths. So they'll, inhale a certain amount of seconds and exhale. It helps you not worry about other things that are going on. Because being stressed constantly about what you should be doing or what you have to do is not healthy in the long run. So, awesome. I'm so happy we have 10 people here. That's a big deal. Does anyone have any comments? How did you think this went? Any suggestions, or like I said, any topics that you think I should present on? I always love feedback. I'm just grateful in general that you're all here. So yeah. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, thank you all for coming. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and just thanks again. All right. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.